I've always been fascinated by the idea of terraforming Mars, but what would it really look like? Today, we're not just talking about a slightly more habitable red planet. We're diving deep into a Mars with vast oceans teeming with alien life. It's a journey that will challenge your imagination and push the boundaries of what we think is possible. Are you ready to explore a world where science fiction meets potential reality? Let's plunge into the depths of a terraformed Mars. Now, you might be wondering, how do we even begin to transform a cold, dry planet into an ocean world? Well, it turns out that Mars already has the key ingredient: water. It's just locked up in the polar ice caps and permafrost. This is where introducing specially engineered microorganisms comes in. These tiny terraformers would work tirelessly, converting the CO2-rich Martian atmosphere into something more Earth-like. They'd be designed to produce oxygen through photosynthesis, but at a rate far exceeding Earth's plants. It's a process that would take centuries, but in the scope of planetary evolution, that's just a blink of an eye. As we descend into the Martian seas, we're greeted by a world that's both familiar and alien. The lower gravity of Mars, about 38% of Earth's, means that these oceans can be deeper than anything we see on Earth. Massive underwater canyons, dwarfing Earth's Mariana Trench, plunge into darkness. Imagine a depth of 20 kilometers. That's more than twice as deep as the Challenger Deep. Dormant volcanoes, awakened by the presence of water, create hydrothermal vents that spew mineral-rich fluids into the sea. These vents become oases of life, much like they did on early Earth. And scattered across the seabed we find structures that resemble coral reefs, but they're like nothing you've ever seen before. These structures are formed by a combination of mineral deposits and alien life forms, creating a landscape that's part living, part geological. Life finds a way, even in the most unexpected places. In our Martian oceans, plant-like organisms have evolved to thrive in this new environment. But forget everything you know about Earth's aquatic plants. These Martian flora are something else entirely. Some of these organisms have developed symbiotic relationships with the mineral structures we saw earlier, creating living, growing reefs that pulse with an otherworldly radiance. Imagine a coral reef, but instead of colorful polyps you have crystalline structures intertwined with pulsating light-emitting flora. It's a sight that would make even the most jaded space traveler stop and stare in wonder. Now, you might think that plant life is impressive, but wait until you see the animals. Or should I say, the Martian equivalents of animals. These creatures have evolved in ways that make Earth's most exotic life forms look downright boring. In the upper layers of the ocean, we find organisms that look like a cross between fish and hot air balloons, using the lower Martian gravity to float effortlessly through the water. They've developed gas-filled chambers that allow them to adjust their buoyancy with incredible precision. Deeper down, things get even stranger. Creatures that seem to phase between solid and liquid states, changing their form to adapt to the intense pressures. There are organisms that have developed a kind of biological sonar, using sound waves to navigate and communicate in ways we're only beginning to understand. As we ascend from the depths of the Martian ocean, we're left with a profound sense of possibility. This terraformed Mars isn't just a scientific curiosity, it represents a potential new chapter for humanity. A second home among the stars, teeming with life and resources. It's a future that's closer than you might think, limited only by our imagination and our will to make it happen. We've just scratched the surface of what a terraformed Mars could look like. It's a future that challenges our understanding of life, pushes the boundaries of our scientific capabilities, and opens up new frontiers for exploration. The question isn't really if we can terraform Mars, but when we'll take that next giant leap. And who knows, maybe someday you'll be taking a dive in a Martian ocean, marveling at the wonders we've only begun to imagine. Until then, keep looking up, keep wondering, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.